What is happening, guys? Matt Martin is back again. You know where we are, so let's get into it. So, guys, just a quick change up on my. I just basically had the last video, I had the button down. We're gonna try the button up. Let's see how that goes, guys. So, quick touching base again on this one. You guys keep mentioning this fragrance so much to me. And this is Unexpected Fresh and Spicy. I saw a review recently from Brooklyn Fragrance Lover who mentioned it. I think he had, I can't remember the guy's name now, but there's another guy with him as well. And there was mention of this fragrance. And a lot of you guys in the comments keep saying that this is one of your number one fragrances from the year. So you let me know, guys, is this the number one fragrance in your opinion? Now, don't get me wrong. I said my number one fragrance was Palo Santo, but it seemed to be that you guys seem to be saying that this is the number one fragrance. So what I'd like you guys to do, I'm going to do a video based on the YouTube responses. What is the number one fragrance from your guys' perspective from Zara in respect of 2019? Is this on your list? If this is your number one, by all means, do not forget to put a number one down in the comments below. Let me know, guys. I hope it saves you some money. I hope it saves some time. Don't forget the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. In respect to this fragrance, guys, again, just revisiting it now. I did a previous video on this one before. I gave my initial impressions. I did a review with, again, ladies' opinion, which was sort of mixed. It wasn't necessarily that this goes down particularly well with the ladies from the review I did. Now, don't get me wrong, where you are, guys, I know someone may say that, yeah, this works for me and this is the best fragrance ever, but other people may be slightly more along the lines of, actually, it doesn't quite work for me. It's a little bit more of an older type of mature scent. Note breakdown, again, just a reminder, again, cinnamon, patchouli, sandalwood, and this thing is a warm fragrance. For me, guys, I think there's a rum note in here. I think there's some sort of whiskey note or something along those lines. It's not noted on there. I'm not even going to bother looking at it. Actually, let's look at Fragrantica. Why not? Let's look at Fragrantica. But for me, guys, I think, to be honest, I don't think the fragrance is that bad. I can see that it's definitely going to be a winter fragrance. It's not one that necessarily I'd say would go down well in the office. I think it might be. You need to let this one die down a little bit. It could be slightly borderline offensive to some people if they're not into tobacco fragrances. I think it could be a little bit heavy. It is spicy in respect of the pepper note in there. I think there's either a rum note or a whiskey note in there. Slightly boozy type of element to this fragrance. I don't think this is a bad fragrance at all, guys. I think it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's not going to be. It's a fragrance where I think you do need to be slightly cautious on the trigger. If you're too joyful with this and you overspray, I think it could actually put some people off. I can get the note where people say it's a older type of scent as well for some people, maybe slightly more mature. I mean, just looking at Fragrantica now, a lot of people are saying they really like this one. Some people say it smells like gingerbread. Some people saying that it's reminiscent of Lalouine L'Homme with a bit of a cinnamon note. Others are saying that they feel that it's slightly more along the lines of, I think it's L'Homme Ideal, which is slightly more gourmand. I've done a review in the previous video. That was slightly more of a gourmand type of scent with like it, not necessarily like a, how can I say, like a sweets type of note, slightly more candy type of note to it. This one is probably borderline gourmand, and I think that's coming from the gingerbread and the spice of the pepper, which gives it maybe, someone's mentioned gingerbread sort of note, not gingerbread. Someone's mentioned that it smells like gingerbread before, and I think with the pepper note in there and the cinnamon, it gives it that type of gingerbread type of sort of vibe, which is not a bad scent at all. The tobacco for me is a little bit strong, just for me, but at the same time, there's a slight, how could I say, slight reminiscence on this one, guys, of Spice Bomb Extreme. It's just not as rich and creamy. It's not as in depth in respect of the fragrance notes, in respect of what the ingredients seem to be and what seem to project. But I think, guys, this is not a bad fragrance. It does project quite well. And I think it's one of those fragrances, again, I personally don't like fragrances that are very tobacco-based, leathery type of heavy fragrances. But I think this one's got a nice balance. The cost of this on Zara's website is only that of $12.99. And I think, guys, to be honest, it's only down to personal opinion. Again, I'm entitled to my opinion, entitled to yours. I don't think this is a bad release. I don't think it's as alcoholic in the opening as some of the other fragrances that Zara released as well. I think this one is definitely one to keep on your shelf. And I would probably advise you to go and buy it now rather than buy it further on down the line when it's been reformulated and everything else like that. 100 mils eau de toilette. It's nice, guys. It's not bad. The dry down to me seems to be more along the lines of cinnamon with, again, this type of tobacco note. The spicy peppery note seems to die down from the opening. I mean, longevity wise for me, it's not a bad one. I was getting probably a good 2 hours on this one. Spray it on clothes, it probably go a little bit longer. I'm wearing this in the cold weather though, guys. I'm not wearing this in the high heat. It's definitely not one I would advise to wear in the high heat, but I think it's one that you could have in your collection and wear it more autumn, winter type of fragrance. That's definitely what it is. It's not necessarily my personal choice, my favorite out of the whole of the tobacco collection line. I still go with the Ritual and Addictive for me. I understand that's probably been reformulated, which again, I've not even bothered to try and go and smell the new one or even purchase the new one because I just don't see the point. I've still got a bottle of the last one. For me, that other one, again, has this sort of honey and coconut vibe in there, which I really enjoy. Whereas this one is slightly more, I would say, more mature. Takes it along the lines, obviously, with this type of cinnamon, borderline gourmandish, but with a tobacco note as well in the base. It's a good fragrance, guys. It's a mature fragrance. I think this will be good for you know, people, as I say, who's slightly more 20s upwards. I don't think this is a teenage fragrance. It's not really a playful fragrance, and I don't think it's one that's really for the club. I think it's probably more for chilled out, relaxing, doing your thing maybe at the weekend. You could wear this to socials, wear this in the evening, whatever it may be. It's not really a sports type of fragrance at all, anything like that. I don't think it's a gym type of fragrance. Could you wear this on a date? Maybe so. I think you could wear this on a date quite easily. You could get compliments. Now, don't get me wrong. The lady who I did a review with said she felt it was an old man's type of fragrance. She didn't like it after the video. But that's just her opinion. It doesn't mean that's for everybody. So, by all means, guys, I think this is a fragrance that you need to be confident when you wear it, if you're going to wear it, and make sure that you just don't over-apply it. And I think with that in mind, I think you'd have a good time with this fragrance. I don't think it's a bad one at all. It's a good pickup. Revisited, would I probably buy this one again? Probably not, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not going to work for you. This will last me a long time. I've got so many fragrances now, guys, that I'm not literally going to burn through 100ml type of fragrance anytime soon. But I think it's definitely a fragrance which is good to keep in the collection. I think it's a solid fragrance in comparison to what we've talked about previously in previous videos. I don't think you can go wrong with this one. I'm just thinking it's one of those fragrances where, is it one that's going to be forgotten? Probably not. I don't think it will be. I think this one's actually a pretty good release. I don't think it's a bad release at all. I don't necessarily think it's one that's going to be the top of my list or many people's list, but I can see it being in there. If I was to do a top 10 video of all the Zara fragrances for 2019, which I probably will do at some point, this will definitely be in there. Will it be the number one? I've already given my thoughts on what I think the number one would be for me, because I was trying to compare it all, but I don't necessarily feel I prefer this actual scent compared to the other scent, and that's probably the reason for me. Santo Paulo is probably what I can prefer scent-wise compared to this one. And I'm also weighing up when I'd wear these fragrances as well. This one, to me, I don't think is as versatile as Santo Paulo, but at the same time, this is still a decent fragrance for winter, decent fragrance for a gift for Christmas time, and I think it's not a bad pickup. So by all means, guys, if you've not got your nose on this one, go and check it out. Let me know your thoughts as well on this one. Is this your number one fragrance of 2019? If so, do not forget to let me know, and I'll do a roundup video of all of the YouTube responses, and we can see what comes out as the number one fragrance. So guys, if you can give me your top 3 or your top 1, by all means do so. I'll have a look at the comments, and by all means, guys, we'll get a move in respect to the fragrance reviews. But I do, again, thank you very much, guys, for the comments, likes, and subscriptions. Revisiting this one, go and check it out. It's a good pickup, definitely. And again, I'm not going to say these things if I don't feel like there is any value to it, because again, I'm realizing more so now, I don't know if it's classed as being an influencer or not, but I'm realizing more so now, people do rely on your opinion, people do rely on what you say, and I think it's a real shame when other YouTubers say that they like a fragrance and then actually you go and test it, and you may even buy it blindly off the back of what they say, not knowing, and unfortunately you're very disappointed. So I don't think this is a blind buy, guys. I would probably advise you not to do so, but at the same time, for the cost of what it is, $12.99, you probably can afford to do so. I'm sure you can. So it's not bad. A lot of people say they like it. Again, you get this type of cinnamon gingerbread type of vibe with this tobacco note in the base, and tobacco note is what gives it the staying power, and again sprinkled with the cinnamon on top. You could even imagine like a bit of tobacco smoke cigar sort of smell. That's what it smells like a bit to me. It's a good fragrance, guys. It's not a bad one. Keep it on your list and let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys soon with a new fragrance review very shortly, guys. I want to say again, thank you again, guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao.